right, so it's that time of year, my favorite time of year, Christmas, and once again, especially with this year, I feel like it's a great time to try and have some lighthearted moments and get some laughs going. So I thought I would put together another little clip for you guys to watch and just enjoy and laugh. But I thought this year I'd do it a little differently, and I thought I would get maybe some more professional viewpoints on some of the different styles of riding that are out there. So without further ado, I'd kind of like to introduce someone who's going to take it to the next level. So Merry Christmas. All right, hello everybody. So this is going to be a special edition of Walking and Talking. Not actually walking, I'm actually sitting down in a chair here, but I got invited to do some of these evaluations of other people riding. Normally I do evaluations of my own riding, but I thought it might be, take a moment and just look at some of the other styles that are out there. There's some very, very different styles, and it's good to go on and occasionally break them down, see what works for them, why it works, and go from there. So without further ado, we're going to start with our first clip. This is a classic American Hunter rider, and let's take a look and see.
Vacation. Let's all deck the halls and light the lights. Get a toasty fire burning bright. Give St. Nick the warmest welcome that he's ever had. We're so glad it's Christmas vacation. And when the night...
Wow, that takes a long time to even go around a corner at those kinds of paces. So that's a famous American Hunter rider. Lots of you probably know who that is. And he definitely has his own style that he uses. And, there's some good things, there's some bad things. Really good at following through with that release. You've noticed it's maybe even just a hair exaggerated compared to us in the jumper world where they kind of stay on the neck. But you know what? In the Hunters, normally you have that long between each of the fences, and when you're going that slow, that's kind of how that rolls. So, but interesting to see. Next, we're going to go and take a look at a bit of a younger, up-and-coming Canadian rider and see how she does. This is her round from the jump-off. She was clear in the first round of the Grand Prix, and then she was in the jump-off. So let's take a look at that jump-off. I like those better.
Christmas vacation. Christmas vacation. Christmas vacation. Fa la 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 and ho ho ho. Jingle jingle.
Ooh, that's unfortunate. Maybe I should have had the first round from that class because it was quite spectacular. Normally the jump-offs go better if you stay on past the first jump. That's a shame. It was like she threw herself off the horse there. She didn't even try to stay on. So, that's something for her to work on next time. So that didn't go as I was hoping. So you know what? Let's take a look at a different rider entirely. This is a famous American show jumper, and this was one of his rounds at Spruce Meadows. Let's take a look at the Master of Faster.
Time. Christmas time is here. Everybody knows there's not a better time of year. Hear that sleigh, Santa's on his way.
Okay, once again,
Hip, hip,
that was a bit unexpected. That's actually, if any of you have seen that clip before, that's a pretty famous clip where he swims through A of the triple combination, but just, that's really an excellent demonstration of being able to use your balance and just let the horse do its job, because quite frankly, they're probably better at it than we are. Once again, I was hoping for a bit more of a complete thing, but there's nothing wrong with watching that particular video. But let's move on to the next rider. Let's see if they're a hair more successful. This is a Canadian rider. He has a wonderful show jumping facility up in Canada. So let's take a look at John Anderson.
it fun. Always on the run. That's how it's done on Christmas vacation. Let's all deck the halls and light the lights. Get a toasty fire burning bright. Give St. Nick the warmest welcome that he's ever.
Wow, that was a tall man on a very small horse. That's something to definitely consider is appropriate horse size. That was basically a pony. But you know what? I really thought he was very good with his elbows. You know, it's a thing that people don't focus enough on, is the elbows, and that automatic release was quite something to experience. It almost put the reins right over that horse's head. But you know, I think it's time that we maybe step away from the North American styles, and I think we're going to jump across the pond and just explore some of the European styles. Of course, our own Eric Neve is perfection in the saddle, so there's nothing to really break down on that particular rider. So, but let's take a look at a couple Frenchmen and go from there. So coming up next, one of our famous French riders. Here we go.
Christmas vacation, Christmas vacation, oh, Christmas vacation, Christmas vacation, Christmas vacation, fa la 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 and ho ho ho, jingle jangle jingle.
Wow, that was definitely some commitment to the whip use, like 12 out of 10. I'm not the biggest fan of whips. That was not quite the same ride as Eric's. It was a bit more explosive, I think we'll use. Let's take a different look at a other French rider and see if it's a bit more the classical seat that I was anticipating. So here's our next rider. Let's take a look and see what their style is.
It's that time, Christmas time is here. Everybody knows there's not a better time of year. Hear that sleigh, Santa's on his way. Hip hip hooray for Christmas vacation.
Wow, that was something. That was not quite the classical equitation I was maybe anticipating. I think there were moments there when his heels were almost above the saddle. I mean, his balance. There were moments where I think the only thing contacting the horse was his knees. I think the horse was more afraid of the rider than of the distance. I guess there's something to be said for that. I think we'll leave it there. You know, feel free to take any of these styles to your trainer, see what you can incorporate into your own riding, or not. I'd like to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas, and everyone stay safe, wash your hands, and just take care. Hopefully we'll see you all in 2021.